Number 1. The Three Nephites. The stories of the Three Nephites comprise one of the most striking religious legends in the United States, bearing some resemblance to stories of the prophet Elijah in Jewish lore or of the Christian saints in the Catholic tradition. The Three Nephite accounts are nevertheless distinctly Mormon. The members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, known as Mormons, believe that Jesus Christ visited America after his resurrection and chose 12 apostles from among an ancient group of people. They're called the Nephites to help spread his gospel message in the New World. 3 of those apostles asked Jesus to change them from human beings into angels and let them remain on earth until the end of the world so they could help people in need wherever they traveled on the planet, according to the Book of Mormon. Those 3 translated beings, people who have become angels, are known as the Three Nephites, and stories about their appearances have become a popular part of Mormon lore. Number 2. Menon. In Greek mythology, Menon was an Ethiopian king, probably the most popular figure of African heritage in Greek mythology, and son of Tiphys and Eos. During his life, he was thought to be an immortal, while as a warrior he was considered to be inferior only to Achilles. At the Trojan War, he brought an army to Troy's defense, but he was killed by Achilles in retribution for killing Antiochus. The death of Menon echoes that of Hector, another defender of Troy whom Achilles also killed out of revenge for a fallen comrade, Patroclus. Menon's death is related at length in the lost epic Aethiopis, composed after the Iliad around the 7th century BC. Quintus of Smyrna records Menon's death in post-America. His death is also described in Philostratus Imagines. Menon's story might not be very popular, but it's definitely one of the most intense to read if the chance is given. Number 3. Leonard Jones. Leonard Jones wasn't an immortal, of course, and he knew it very well. He was not a very successful politician either, but like most politicians, he had the power of convincing others. No matter how unbelievable it might sound to us now, the fact is that he ran his political campaign on the platform of his immortality, and what's even more odd is that he convinced a lot of people who subsequently voted for him. The eccentric American who was born in Kentucky in 1797 repeatedly ran for President of the United States and Governor of Kentucky, citing his self-proclaimed immortality as his main political argument. According to Mr. Jones, immortality could be achieved through prayer and fasting. He obviously didn't do enough of these two, because he died from pneumonia on August 30, 1868 at the young age, for an immortal of 71. Number 4. Merlin. Most people think of Merlin as an elderly man with a long white beard and a tall pointed hat, who was a magician at the court of King Arthur. But the question is, did he really exist? His father, according to legend, was an incubus, a demon in male form who had sexual intercourse with his mortal mother. Merlin was an infamous immortal who has appeared in various folklore, fairy tales, and films. The eternally ancient warlock originates in Old English history and is most popularly associated with King Arthur, the Lady of the Lake, and the Knights of the Round Table. Some fans, even to this day, believe that as an immortal he's still around and protects the royal family of England. As every mythical human figure, Merlin, the man behind the myth, probably existed, but like so many other immortals before and after him, he probably died too. Number 5. Achilles. Many historians today would agree that Achilles existed and Homer just exaggerated his warrior skills and accomplishments. Most scholars nowadays believe that Troy itself was no imaginary Shangri-La, but a real city, and that the Trojan War indeed happened. Archaeologists who have been digging into the myth of Homer's poem believe the legendary war may have been a process rather than a single event, and most, if not all, figures mentioned by Homer indeed existed. Back to our topic. According to the myths, Achilles was dipped into the river Styx as a baby by his mother to gain impenetrable skin against any weapons, so he was practically invincible. Until the moment that Paris decided to poison his heel, which his mother held onto him by. It is generally believed that Achilles was shot in the heel with an arrow, and the tendon of the heel has become known as Achilles tendon, and the term Achilles heel has become a metaphor for vulnerability of any sort, after the story of the great epic warrior. Number 6. Nicholas Flamel. If you're into mysteries, magic, and adventures, then you should definitely check out the story of Nicholas and Perenelle Flamel. In Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Nicholas Flamel is featured as the creator of the Philosopher's Stone. Because this stone allows its owner to live forever, it must be protected from falling into the hands of the evil Lord Voldemort. Although Harry Potter is fictional, Frenchman Nicholas Flamel lived during the late 14th and early 15th centuries. A scholar and scribe, Flamel devoted his life to understanding the text of a mysterious book filled with encoded alchemical symbols that some believed held the secrets of the Philosopher's Stone. Many myths surround Flamel, including the belief that he successfully created the stone. His death in 1417 didn't hurt that myth, and his quest for the Philosopher's Stone lives on in his writings. Although modern scholarship has cast doubt on the authenticity of alchemical texts ascribed to him, he remains an important figure in the alchemical world. Number 7. Wandering Jew. As Christ was carrying his cross to Golgotha, he stopped for a moment to rest outside the house of a shoemaker named Ahasuerus. When Ahasuerus saw this, he jeered at the Savior, asking him why he was dallying. Christ then looked at Ahasuerus and pronounced the curse. "I will stand here and rest, but you must wander the earth until I return." The wandering Jew many centuries later would become a very popular figure all over the medieval Christian world that spread widely in Europe in the 13th century and became a fixture of Christian mythology and literature. The legend of the wandering Jew is founded in part on Jesus' words given in Matthew 16:28. "Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here, which shall not taste of death, till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom." The story has endless variations. Sometimes Ahasuerus is an old man, sometimes he remains forever young, sometimes he ages and then returns to youth. Ahasuerus is condemned to remember all his past lives according to the myth, but for some reason I tend to believe that the real person Ahasuerus lived only one life and he has been long gone since then. If you found this video informative and thought-provoking, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel.